Okay, just a reminder, this is where we are still. We have all our tags put into our HTML coding, but we're working on our styles. So we're going to add a couple more styles so that this lays the way that we want it to. So let me go over here. And we have all our basic styles in place. So what we want to do next is we'll put in our section. Oops, I don't want it to be a capital S. I want it lowercase. That's our next selector. So I'm going to, the first thing I'm going to do is put display. And it offers me some options here. So what I want is flex, and it's right there. So that's why I love using brackets. It's so helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and put a border on this just to make it stand out a little bit. And so it's 972426. Then put my semicolon, put my hashtag on there. And wait a minute, I don't want my hashtag yet. I want it to be 1 pixel and I want it to be solid, because when you do a border, you have to give them 3 components so it'll work. So I'll hit save. And then the next thing I want to do with the flex is I'm going to put flex, and what I want it to do is flex flow. So that figures out which way we want it to go. And we want it to go in a row. And then I also want it to wrap. So if it doesn't fit, it will go to the next thing. So we'll get those 2 pieces in there. And let's go ahead and see what happens. I saved that. And now you can see it's got the little box around it, but it's still not doing what we want. So the next thing we need to do is work with the articles. So article, and I'm going to give it a background color. And that comes up. I get so busy typing, I forget to stop and look. So that is B0, C3, C9. And I'm going to give it some padding. And it's 1%. And put my semicolon. Oh, 1% on the top and bottom, and 1.5% on the right and left. And then I want on my margin to be 1%. And I'm going to save that, and we'll take a look at what happens then. And so you can see I've got a different color here, and it's still not doing what I want it to do. In fact, I think I forgot to, oh, I did. So, but it's getting closer. Hang on, let's see. Oh, I'm going to stop and put 2 pieces in, and then we'll, okay. I went ahead and did some adjustments here. I wanted to fix my P tags, or my paragraph content, and just in the article area, and my H2s in the article area. So I wanted the paragraphs to align to the left because it's easier for us to read it. And then I gave it a little bigger line height. That's from line to line, so you have a little bit more breathing room, because I think sometimes the default web text is too tight. And then I also changed the color on my H2 tags in here in this area. So let's take a look at that. So you can see now it's much easier to read this, and you can see that my headlines are a little bit different color. So let me see if we can squeeze this on. Okay, so we have one more piece of information to add to the article here. We're going to put in flex, and there it types it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm putting a number 1, and then I'm going to say 200 pics. And what that does is it tells it you can make the flexible article or boxes 200 pixels, and that says, or you can get bigger than that, but you can't get smaller. So let's see what happens now. We may have to, well, we'll just run on. So now, because I did that, you can see what happened. Now they're stacked up here, but this one isn't because it's in a separate box and it doesn't have to be squashed up. It can be bigger than the 200. So these are as small, you know, and if I condense this, you can see how it changes how much is in there. So that simple little bit of information. So we put this on display as flex, and then we told the flex sizing to be 200 pixels or bigger. So the next thing we're going to do, there's just one more piece that we have to add, and it has to do with the article. Also, and so we put article, and then we're gonna, this is telling it nth of type, oops, and we're talking about we can have, instead of an N here, because it comes up as an N, and then you insert, so I don't want more than 3 columns in there, and then I'm going to say flex, and oops, this time it's like you can have 2 and they can't be skinnier or bigger than, no, they can get bigger than 200 pixels, but they can't get smaller than that. So that's the last piece of information that we're giving here. So let's take a look. Did I hit save? I'm not sure. And I don't think it's really going to change anything, but let's take a look. And I did change it a little bit. So there's my content all set up. And you can go ahead and try it out. It's not a huge, you just have to set up the parts of your page into those articles and sections so that that'll work like this. And just plan it out ahead of time. Do that wireframe so you know where you want things to go.